Hi, folks. Welcome back to Crisco's Corner. We got a twofer today. Two stories out of Michigan. Boy, I'll tell you, that's the hell of the stuff going on there. From Fox 2 Detroit. Oakland County Republican calls for Whitmer's impeachment. Well, as you don't know, Whitmer is the governor of Michigan. I can't think of a worse governor. I like to say mine is, but I think she might beat him. I think she also beats out Gavin Newsom, if that's even possible. But she's certainly the worst in the Midwest. An Oakland County Republican state representative is calling for the impeachment of Gretchen Whitmer following her announcement of the new COVID-19 restrictions in Michigan. If you notice, the really restrictive lockdown conditions are all from heavy Democrat states. Do they see things differently? Obviously, yeah. Authoritarian. We're the government. We have say over you. We know what's best for you. Do we say, obey, and shut up? That's essence what it is. Representative Matt Maddock, Republican from Milford, posted Sunday night that he and other state legislatures believe the governor has committed impeachable conduct, like ignoring court orders and violating constitutional rights. Sorry about that. I adjust the mic. Michigan voters know she has committed the following impeachable conduct. Maddock wrote, before listing a series of allegations like weaponizing contracts from tracing databases and using our kids as political pawns. Well, yeah, of course. With a teachers union, and you mix in kids, and then you mix in government, Democrats. Yeah, of course it's going to be a cluster blank. The weaponizing the contact tracing, it's something when somebody comes in to a restaurant or whatever, you have to give your name and address and everything else. This is 1984 stuff, folks. And for those of you that are interested, and I hope you all are, in the next few days, I'm going to be doing a series. They're mostly going to be podcast broadcasts, so there isn't going to be much video. But I'll try to do it on YouTube. I'm doing a podcast on a couple of different sites for podcasts, and I'll get back to you. I'll list it in the video, the links to them. I think very much I can make a case for the fact that the USA is turning into Pan Am. Now, those of you that know who Pan Am is, it's the mythical future United States in the Hunger Games series. They're a very, very telling series. Now, the person that wrote them is very much a lefty. But here's the interesting part of it. All authoritarian governments, and I believe Whitmer is the beginning of one, if left unchecked, always ends up in the same place, whether they're on the left or the right. You say, well, John, how can that be possible? They come from totally different ideological perspectives. They're polar opposites. No, the reality is, as each side becomes more and more authoritarian, they all end up in the same place, controlling everything in your life, and it's always a disaster. And that's true. Michigan voters know she has committed the following impeachable conduct. And we'll move on here. GOP angst against Whitmer and decisions she's made regarding the COVID-19 pandemic have been present throughout the public health emergency. Shortly following the state of emergency Whitmer declared in March, tensions between her and GOP-led legislature spilled over into policy differences and lawsuits. And you'll see a bunch of people there that were at the Capitol protesting Whitmer and her lockdowns. And it's pretty bad. I don't know how you can be that unpopular, but there are terms you can't get her out, and this is the only way to get her out. However, some of the criticisms also spilled in the public discourse where protests unfolded from the Capitol building in Lansing, as you saw there. Some believe anti-Whitmer rhetoric even inspired a plot to kidnap the governor. It's just a few nut bars. You're always going to get the nut bars. You know, it's just the way it is. Every area's got one. Every town's got one. Every city's got one. Every state's got tons of them. There's always those handful of Fruit Loops And then, of course, whenever they're caught, they got to blame whether the left or the right side they are. Jesus, give me a break. Who has been the opposing side of tweets from President Donald Trump? Oh, so she's against Trump. And so people are kidnapping her. They must be for Trump. Oh, Jesus. Enough's enough. As well as Republican leaders like Senate Majority Leader Mike Shirkey, Republican Clark Lake. Maddox, who is currently finishing his first term as a state legislator, won re-election by 11,000 votes in the general election. While some of the reasons the legislative list were broad, like violate our constitutional rights, you have to be more specific. Others related to policy decisions that several Whitmer critics have honed in on, specifically the decision to hire a firm with Democratic Party ties to help build the state's contact tracing infrastructure, as well as the governor's nursing home policy, which moved people who tested positive for coronavirus in elder care facilities. I live in upstate New York. New York residents, if you're listening to this, sound familiar? The governor's press secretary, Tiffany Brown, issued a response Monday morning saying Whitmer doesn't have any time for partisan politics or people who don't wear masks. What the hell say anything about a mask? They're going to impeach her because of masks? Don't believe in science and don't have a plan to fight the virus. You know the plan to fight the virus? Here's the plan. Do the best you can. Keep yourself as safe as you can. Give a damn about the people you care about. And hope for the best. That's the plan. Don't believe in science. The fact of the matter is, I did I shouldn't say a lot. I did pretty good research on the pandemic when it started, pandemics in the past. And almost always, the pandemic is really bad at the beginning, and then you get a point where it starts to calm down, and then it spikes again at the end. And almost every time, 95% of the time, when the viruses peak at the end, the viruses are a lot weaker and the death rate is a lot smaller per 1,000. That's what you have to look at. Not the infections, the number of deaths per 1,000. If they're much lower, you're okay. That's science, idiot. Right now, she's focused on saving lives. Yeah, okay, give me a break. The governor will continue to work hard for all 10 million Michiganders. Oh, my God. I mean, this is so good. It's almost like a Saturday Night Live skit. This is about Michigan versus COVID-19. Governor Whitmer doesn't care if you're a Trump Republican or a Biden Democrat. We're all in this together. Horse shit. She's about as partisan as they come. She's about as weasel as they come. She's the poster woman for authoritarian progressives. You look up authoritarian progressive in the dictionary and it has her picture. Give me a break. She doesn't care if you're a Trump Republican. If Michigan went Republican in the presidential election, she would have cared. Of course she cares. This whole thing, all their focus, everything is about defeating Donald Trump. And they don't give a damn who it hurts, and they don't give a damn what it destroys. Whitmer's newest restrictions tighten limits on gatherings, restaurant and bar operations, in-person learning, and high school sports. Unbelievable. Oh, God. And here's a story here on the side. I'm debating whether to cover it here. It's going to be a tough winter. Whitmer enacts new restrictions for 3 weeks in Michigan. Let's click on it just for the heck of it. Let's just take a look. Hopefully we won't get a commercial. Normally I don't do this. I'll do like 2 at once. And while we're looking for that, I mean, these people just won't give it up. They just won't learn. Whitmer administration issues new restrictions to slow down spread of COVID-19. Southfield, Michigan. Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer and her administration are announcing a 3-week pause. I love that, pause. A 3-week will destroy your life some more, period. Creating new restrictions in an attempt to slow the spread of COVID-19 as the state has repeatedly broken a single-day case record over the past month. Yes, the cases always go up. Here's the thing. What was it? Elon Musk took 4 tests for COVID, 2 positive, 2 negative, all at the same time. One lady I read, I forget what news station it was on, 1 nostril tested positive, 1 nostril tested negative. All right, so the tests aren't 100% reliable. And there's a lot more testing being done than ever before, which will bring the numbers up. Want to follow science? How about some common sense? Governor Whitmer announced at a press conference Sunday evening that after meeting with Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, that new restrictions are being put into place to slow COVID-19. I'll give you my opinion when I read the rest of this paragraph. This order is coming from the Health Department, which also issued all orders since the state Supreme Court ruled Whitmer did not have the authority to do so. I don't know. Do the people in the Health Department work for her? Can she fire them? Probably. They're bureaucrats anyway, so the good chance that they're progressives and leftists is fairly high. But here's the thing now. I think they scared the bejesus out of everybody, making people very cautious, making them very aware that this is a very dangerous virus. No problem. Drill into their heads, be careful, be careful, be careful, be careful. Wear a mask. Constantly wash your hands. Constantly wash the counter. Try to not interact with people that you work with or your family members whenever possible. Do your best. Use some common sense. It'll go where it goes, and let's hope for the best. That's the best you can do, really. And the people that are susceptible to it, people with pre-existing conditions, isolate the best you can. That's about it. That's about it. And, of course, develop drugs, but that's a different issue, to vaccines to combat it. No, these guys had to put the fear of God into everyone. Make no mistake. Now, this is my opinion, but it's not my opinion only. And this is not some huge conspiracy nonsense. I think they scared the crap out of everybody on purpose. They saw a golden opportunity this spring to close everything down, to make people do everything virtually online, get paid for not leaving their houses, isolating them, and then bombarding them in the mainstream media with Trump is Hitler. Trump is Hitler. If you go outside and even look at the light, you will die. And millions were scared the shit out of. Now comes the election. Let's send out tens of millions of ballots to everybody. And, of course, they're already developing psychological problems already. Many millions have, and it's documented. Let's let them vote. Let's send out everybody. We'll use the excuse of COVID and have all these tens of millions of ballots floating around. God knows where the hell they end up, and God knows who the hell sends them in. That's, I think, exactly what they did. Did they all sit around in a secret meeting up in the mountains somewhere, all the far-left governors and big-shot Democrats and the DNC going, this is what we're going to do. This is the final solution. Of course not, because they're Democrats. This is how they see things. They just coordinated it by ideology, and that's the way they are. But I digress. The order takes effect on Wednesday, November 18th. It is different from the blanket stay-at-home order issued in the spring. The new restrictions will be in place for 3 weeks. What's closed under a 3-week pause? Under a 3-week abuse, more like. Workers in all fields must work from home if it can be done remotely. Several businesses and services are closed. High schools are closed for in-person learning. Let's isolate the kids some more. Let's make working people's lives more difficult. College universities are closed to in-person learning. That actually might be a good thing, because now these professors, you can be taped. They're taping a lot of them now. These professors giving out this progressive leftist crap, and a lot of them are recording them on their computers. So that might not be the end of the world. All organized sport except for professional. That's interesting. I guess when you play football when you're in high school and you play football when you're in the NFL, two different things. Oh, wait a minute. NFL brings in revenue. Oh, it's not about science. It's about money. Theaters. Movie theaters. Let's take out the arts and entertainment. Let's take away all the people's distractions while you slowly destroy them in their businesses and their communities. Stadiums, arenas, bowling centers. Yeah, got to be careful of those bowling pins. Ice skating rinks, indoor water parks, bingo halls. Well, there's a bunch of older ladies that are madder than hell right now. She should have done this before the election. They would have voted Trump. Casinos. Well, there's a crap load of revenue for the state. Shot. Arcades and group fitness classes. Indoor galleries are the greatest source of spread, and sharply limiting them is our focus, said Director Robert Gordon. The order is targeted and temporary, but a terrible loss of life will be forever unless we act. Oh, Jesus, these guys are such drama queens. It's like they made too much Shakespeare, apparently. By coming together today, we can save thousands of lives. Yeah. Sorry, dude, I don't believe you. While the above businesses and services are forced to close, several others are still allowed to be open, I should say. The state is also allowing funerals up to 25 people to continue and galleries of 10 people, 2 households with masks and precautions. It's none of your business who the hell's in my house. It's none of your business who the hell's in my yard. Additionally, the following businesses and services can remain open: hair salons, barbershops, and other personal services. Oh, yeah, because, the mayor of Chicago got crapped on for having all the barbershops and beauty salons closed and she got her hair done? Gyms. Let's make sure that people are sitting home idle so their physical body deteriorates. What a great idea. Restaurants and bars. For outdoor dining. Well, it's Michigan. It's northern half United States. We're coming up on the end of November. It's freaking cold outside, you idiot. Preschool through 8th grade. That one I don't get. Unbelievable. I mean, I've seen so many studies. So talk about science. Younger people don't get it. And when they do, it's extremely minor. Retail businesses, childcare, manufacturing, construction, parks and outdoor recreation, professional sports without spectators. Oh, God. Yeah, we're looking to put up, what was the Major League Baseball, put up the cardboard crowds. Public transit. It's just amazing to me. They can remain open, but it's unbelievable to me. These orders are made possible through the agency's epidemic powers. They always find a way to exercise their authority over you. The data we are seeing is alarming. COVID-19 is impacting every area of our state. Our healthcare systems are becoming overwhelmed. Horse shit. And our contact tracers cannot keep up. Yeah, because they can't narc on the people fast enough. If we do not act now, we risk thousands more deaths and even more people having long-term health consequences. The actions we're taking today are the best opportunity we have to get this virus under control. You're an idiot. I love this. Not open. High schools, in-person learning, theaters, colleges, universities. That actually might be a good thing. They might have stumbled onto something there. Bowling centers, ice skating rinks, water parks. Oh, yeah. You know how those ice skating rinks just breed disease. Bingo halls. Boy, I'll tell you, the older ladies are going to be pissed. Group fitness classes. So what's considered a group? I don't know. We'll decide that when we get to it. It depends if the person that owns the fitness center is a staunch Republican or a liberal. No, that's true, by the way. Organized sports, except for professional sports, restaurants and bars for indoor dining. But you can dine outside in the evenings when it's 15 degrees out, you idiots. Idiots. Open. 2 household gathering. High precaution. What? Small outdoor gatherings. 25 people. Yeah, that's a funeral, by the way, they're talking about. Preschool through 8th grade. Local district choice. Oh, yeah. They all think the same. All the bureaucrats think the same. There's no choice there. Manufacturing, construction, other work that is impossible to do remotely. Manufacturing, construction, don't think you can do that remotely, or they would have done it already. Oh, unless they're like robots and they can. It's stupid. Hair salons, barbershops, and other personal services. Well, that personal services could cover a lot. Gyms and pools for individual exercise. So that means the entire pool can only have one person in it? Restaurants and bars, outdoor dining, professional sports without spectators. I love that one. Oh, the way it's working out now after the kneeling and all that, they're not any spectators anyway. Parks and outdoor recreation, funerals. Oh, they got funerals and small outdoor gatherings, both 25 people. They come up with this number. Was like 26 too much? Was 24 2 dozen? So that seemed too obvious. So they settled on 25. Well, they come up with these numbers. Under the order, high school sports are shut down for at least 3 weeks. Oh, God, it's unbelievable. And they go through, you can stop the video and read the rest about the sports. Daily cases skyrocket. Over the past 6 weeks, daily cases skyrocket, setting new daily records of nine times since October 24th. Yeah. All the pandemics do that. The vast majority of times. See, watch how they do this now. Dr. Calden said Michigan's daily rate is 416 cases per million people. The Upper Peninsula, Kalamazoo, and Saginaw regions all have cases between 497 and 653 cases per million. Oh, my God, that's huge. But do you ever notice of all these people they're talking about, they don't put the death rates in. They don't put what percent that test positive die. Why do you think that is? Because the death rate is plummeting. Go look it up, Google it, wherever you want to. The death percentages are extremely low. Way, way, way lower than they were at the beginning, which means the virus isn't as strong. Interesting, though. Only cases per million, not deaths. Interesting. Is not telling the whole truth the same as lying? Yeah, sometimes it is. But anyway, folks, I put a couple of stories together there for you. Kind of related. We'll call this the Gretchen Whitmer Hour. And that's it for now. Until next time, goodbye and good luck.